Who else do you think will be in that top team? And any sense of when we'll find out for sure? Will we see the conventional traipsing up and down Downing Street, or will it be a little less dramatic than the norm?
I mean, I think everything Sunak is trying to do today is to make everything less dramatic. So when you watched his statement a few minutes ago, he was basically on his own. His wife and family were not there. There wasn't the usual kind of knot of supportive Tory MPs around him. He was very, very serious. He looked as if he'd been ordered not to do any smiling at all. And I think the reshuffle will be conducted in a very similar, sober kind of way. In terms of who we expect to be coming into the cabinet, I think you'll see certain supporters like Oliver Dowden, Mel Stride, certain people who weren't natural Sunak supporters but who came in behind him over the weekend, like Kemi Badenoch, Suella Braverman. I would expect cabinet positions for some of those people. But at the same time, I was chatting to some senior Sunak supporting MPs yesterday who were saying he doesn't want to make the mistake that Liz Truss made when she won in early September, which was basically to fill the cabinet with her pals and people who'd supported her. He does want to make overtures to some former supporters of Boris Johnson and Penny Mordaunt to try and make the whole Conservative team look a little bit more unified and less like a kind of one-person fan club.
And looking at the number crunching, Jim, we're just learning that the government says it's going to publish a review into the operation of its energy bill relief scheme. I mean, on the bigger picture, wholesale gas prices are actually falling. So does he and Jeremy Hunt, if of course he stays as Chancellor, have a bit more wriggle room now?
I mean, Liz Truss basically gave him the wriggle room along with Hunt a few days ago when they said that the original energy support scheme was going to be over 2 years. The estimates of that were obviously quite hard to pin down, but people thought it was going to cost about £150 billion, more or less. What's £10 billion here or there between friends? That was the original estimate of the original scheme. Under the pared-back scheme, the support for households will end after 6 months, along with the support for businesses, and from there on they can do a more tailored support scheme. But the problem with that is that although obviously you'd have thought they're going to help, if they're saying they're helping more vulnerable people, they can help the 8 million or so households that are on universal credit. But that means you still have a dilemma over whether to provide support for the squeezed middle, middle class, middle England, people who may be, bringing home reasonable salaries, but with mortgages going up, they can ill afford to deal with a sudden increase in their energy bills next year. So that's one of the biggest issues that they're going to have to face. They don't have to decide that one by Monday's fiscal event, but they're going to need to sort that out in the next few months. Which businesses, which households are they going to provide support for, and at what level beyond April?